What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing good. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been uploading anything but shorts in the past couple of weeks. I have been busy. Had a lot on my plate, so pushed a lot of stuff to the back burner. I had a lot of personal stuff I had to deal with. Not bad, just personal family stuff I had to deal with. Kids are back in school as of today. Yay for that. Summer's not officially over, but pretty much summer's over. Kids are back in school, most of them. I don't know why we're starting school before Labor Day, but that's a whole different topic that I have no answer for whatsoever. But yeah, last couple of weeks has just been prepping those kids to get back to school, making sure they're on their bedtimes and stuff like that. Really, there hasn't been a lot of movies that I really wanted to see, that I really wanted to talk about, but a handful over the past, I would say, eight or 9 days have come out that I've watched that we can jump into real soon. So make sure you stick around for that. I also had my anniversary. Yeah, my wedding anniversary, 15 years. I cannot believe it's been 15 years already. I do not believe that. I say it out loud, and I've said it out loud quite a few times over the last week or so, 15 years. And every single time I say it, it's still weird. I don't know a whole lot of people that have been married that long. I mean, I know people who have been married that long, but not a whole lot. So if you are married and if you made it past 10, I would say you'll be okay. It is rough. Marriage isn't easy. It's not hard either, honestly. I think we put too much pressure on ourselves when it comes to marriage, and that's why so many of them fail. We put too big of very unattainable expectations on them that don't need to be on our marriage on them, and that's why a lot of them fail. But yeah, so if you plan on getting married, just know it can last forever. You just have to want it to last forever. That has to be more important than petty things like money. Yes, money is important, but at the end of the day, the love you have for each other is more important than money. So yeah. But yeah, 15 years, kids going back to school, and kids going back to school is what prompted me to do this video today. I got to school this morning, and it was a madhouse trying to get all these kids into the school, as it always is on first days. It's always a madhouse, which I don't really, I'm not really surprised about it at all. If you've been a parent, you know first day of school is usually hectic up at the schoolhouse. But while I was there dropping the kids off, I noticed that around the front door, it's parents greeting each other again who haven't really seen each other during the summer, even though some of us have. And we all have the same mindset. Hey, where's your kid? Who's teacher do your kids have this year? Oh yeah, that teacher's good, and just know you look out for this because the teacher's kind of strict on this and the other. We're all looking out for each other as parents, and we're all looking out for each other's kids. But over the past few, I would say the last month, actually, I was going to say the last few weeks, but over the past month, I've noticed a few stories in the news that makes me wonder if that's just a local thing, and in general, across not just our country, but across the world, do we actually care about our kids? I know you see the joke go on online, fuck them kids, but it's meant as a joke. It's always been meant as a joke. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. First time I heard it, it came from him. But I think maybe that joke has transferred into a truism, and I don't want that to be the case. But the few stories I've seen over the past month, just about a month, have made me start to think that maybe that has actually become a truism. The first story was the one with Teddy Bridgewater, and if you don't know who Teddy Bridgewater is, NFL quarterback. He played a long time. Last time I saw him play, he was playing with the Detroit Lions, my Detroit Lions. He was a backup, played a few games, played a few series and some games. Still looked good, but I think at the end of last season he left the NFL, semi-retired, I guess. I haven't really heard him do a full-on just outright retirement. But he went to coach his high school team. If I'm not mistaken, it was his former high school team. When he became the high school team coach, he noticed that, hey, we don't have a lot of stuff that we need, and we don't have the money to get it. So he paid for a lot of it out of his own pocket. He bought uniforms and equipment and stuff like that so the team could train, which is what they needed to do. He paid for things like Uber rides to make sure kids got to school so they can go to class, which is something we require them to do, and which they absolutely need to do. He paid for them to eat well, which they needed for class because hungry kids don't perform well. We know this, which is why it's a big deal. I know it's political and this is a side note, but I know it's a big deal. But it's a big deal when kids don't eat and don't have free lunch, because a lot of times for a lot of people, that's the only meal that they get during the day. But we'll get to that at another time. But he paid for them to eat a lot of times, bought equipment, had them pay for things for training. He did all these things to make sure his team performed well. End of the season, by the time it was over, his team had won a championship. They were best team in their league, whatever. And then because he paid for all these things out of pocket, it looks like the school board got mad at him and suspended him for it, and came down on him. Just an insane thing. These students need all these things, but you don't give them the money, or you don't have the money for it. So a benefactor who is not only somebody who with the means to do it and didn't ask for anything in return, but he came out of his own pocket to pay for it, and then didn't ask for anything, but then you suspend him for it, saying that it was inappropriate and he should have went through the proper channels and gave the money to the school system in order for the school system to give it back to him in order to pay for everything, which to me sounds really ridiculous. And it honestly sounds like they were saying, hey, if the money doesn't come from us, then it's bad money. And it only sounds like they wanted him to give them the money so they can take their cut of it and then give it back to him and say, hey, well, this is what you have to pay for it. Everything else we're going to keep for something else. I think that's kind of where it went to, but that bothered me, because here you have a man doing his absolute best to not only take care of his team, but to take care of them as students, as just kids, and to show them the right way and to show them the correct thing to do when they are in a position to take care of things, how to be a functioning adult. And they come down on him for it, and I think that was completely ridiculous. The other thing is, I think the other story, one of the other two stories, I should say, the other two stories go together. If you've been watching the news or online, do you know about the Roblox situation? And if you don't know about that, I'll explain it as fast as I can. Roblox has always had a predator problem within their game system and on their servers. And one of the players, young man, I want to say not so young, I want to say he's like 30-ish, but he decided to track down predators and to catch them and to turn them over to authorities to get them off of servers, to keep them from preying on kids. When Roblox, the company that runs the game, found out, they banned him from the game, saying he was a vigilante, and they don't want vigilantes in their game because it makes it dangerous for other players. Which makes no sense, because if he's catching predators, he's not the dangerous one. He's getting the dangerous people off the servers. But apparently they think that he's a danger, so they got him off. So along with that particular situation with Roblox, we had another video. I haven't confirmed if it was real or not, but it looks like it to be real, where a young lady caught a 35-some-year-old man coming to the door to meet her 12-year-old daughter who was playing on Roblox, and gave out her address. Now, number one, parent, make sure that your children aren't giving out your address or your phone number or any personal information online. We should be doing that anyway, never mind just for video games and for Roblox. But we shouldn't be doing that just to keep our identities safe, so somebody doesn't steal our identities and use our social security numbers to run up our credit and stuff like that. We already know that. But this guy showed up at the door, and in the video, he doesn't even get mad to run away. He's standing at the door trying to convince the mom to let him in anyway, because it's like, oh, well, we can still do some math on work or something. Which is why I called into question, because he didn't immediately run away. But if this video is 100% genuine, that's creepy, because even when caught, this cat didn't even run. He was still trying to convince the mother to let him in anyhow. Scary situation. But yeah, Roblox winds up banning Schlep. And it's a complete blowback on them. They've lost a ton of money in their market share online, and as people start to exit out of Roblox en masse. So I hope they lose a hell of a lot more before everything shakes out. But I look at these stories over the past few weeks, past month or so actually, and I start to wonder if that whole joke of fuck them kids has become a truism, where people are really like, we don't actually care about kids. I mean, I've been watching the news as long as almost all of you have, and we see school shooting after school shooting, and the only thing that ever changes is who's saying, yeah, we send our thoughts and prayers out to them, and this should have never happened. That's the only thing that ever changes. Who actually gets in front of the camera and says it. It's never a like policy change or something to help protect kids. As a person myself, I am a 2A advocate. I do believe we should be able to own guns, but at the same time, it should be, okay, you can own guns, fine. The Second Amendment says you should be able to own them. I know why we need them, especially as a black man and knowing the history of this country being a black man. I know the specific reason why we have the Second Amendment, and I am in favor of it 100%. But there should also be a conversation about, okay, so how do we protect our kids? How do we keep these things from happening ever again? Because it shouldn't be a thing. But I wonder if we actually give a damn about kids as much as we claim we care, because from what I'm seeing, I don't think we actually care about kids as much as we should, and definitely not as much as we say. Maybe it's just me. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, because my kids are still very young. They're both still in elementary school, and if somebody told me something was going down at the school, I would be in my car and at the school with my weapon before the police get there. And if they're looking at me like, oh well, yeah, something's going down in the school, there's somebody in there, but we're not going in yet. To hell with the police. I'm going in. I'm going in by myself. I'll go in unarmed. I'll go in with a sword. I'll go in with anything to protect my kids and all the other kids in there. That's just something I would do as a dad, because that's how I feel. I honestly can't say I don't know too many other people that would do that. And it scares me to think that if my kids are out and about, somebody won't protect my kids from an obvious danger, but I would. It's like, what kind of world are we living in where kids are no longer worthy of protection from well-meaning adults? I get it. All adults are not well-meaning, but I would like to think that there are more well-meaning adults out there than there aren't. But maybe I'm wrong. So I want to know what you think of the Teddy Bridgewater situation, of the Roblox situation, and honestly, let me know if you are like-minded like me, or if you're not. That, hey, if I see kids and they're in danger, I'm going to help protect them, even if they aren't mine. I would like to think that we are a little bit closer to we would protect kids even if they aren't ours, but I don't know. I really don't know. So I'd like to know your thoughts on it, and I'll catch you in the next video. God bless. I love you, and peace. See you next time.